Yo, so now I'm going to talk to you guys about becoming a tech in 2023. Should you do it? And I guess I'll bring up the good parts about it and the bad. So start with the good. Becoming a tech, I mean, here's the thing. You want to become a tech. When you're an experienced tech, you go into any shop and I guarantee you'll have a job in 5 minutes. Techs are in high demand right now. There's not a lot of them, and it is not difficult to find a job anywhere. Also too, the pay is catching up with the trade. You know, you can easily make $100,000 or more as an experienced, fast, efficient, good technician nowadays. I mean, going to college and getting a degree doesn't guarantee you're going to make that. But, you know, if you want to be able to make $100K a year or more, I mean, I can honestly tell you that being a tech, you'll do it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But you have to have that mindset. You have to be a hard worker. You have to take pride in your work. You have to be mechanically inclined. You have to be able to constantly keep learning new technology and new ways of doing things. And I mean, you don't have to go to college for it, but what you do have to pay for is tools. Tools are expensive, and you know, you'll never stop buying tools in this industry. But I mean, you'll always have them. They're always yours. Take them home, fix your buddy's cars. And that's another thing about becoming a technician nowadays, is being able to fix your own car. Cars are getting expensive to repair, and some of the repair bills I look at with our clients, and I just go, there's no way in hell I would pay $4,000 to, you know, reseal an oil pan on my BMW. I can buy the parts for $100, spend an afternoon, and it's done, you know, and I fix it. I know it's done correctly. I know if something breaks on that car, it's my fault. And you know, I go above and beyond on my own cars, just like I go with, you know, with customers' cars. But I have trust issues with techs nowadays. I bought a brand new truck, and I don't really take it in for warranty unless, you know, it ends up needing a motor. But if something simple on it breaks, I'm fixing it because I know I'm going to do it correctly. You know, the next thing is, I mean, it's guaranteed work. Everybody's cars are always going to be breaking. Everybody has to have a car. And, you know, they have to fix them when they break. So you're always going to have work. You're never going to have a shortage of work. You know, it's AI can't take over. You know, artificial intelligence are not going to be able to diagnose and repair a car. They're not going to be able to find a weird clunk on a car. They're not going to be able to do it. So as far as future proof, you're golden. You're fine. The bad things about it is, you know, the pay scale. You know, flat rate is pretty much how 90% of technicians get paid right now, and it can destroy you or it can make you. Especially learning, coming up, becoming a proficient tech, getting in the industry. It's hard to be able to flag hours efficiently, which means you're proficient. So if I work 80 hours, I flag 80 hours. When you're young up and comer, you're not always going to get that. But on the bright side, you also, when you're young and, you know, you don't have a lot of experience, you don't get a lot of the hard work. You're on the gravy train for a while. Brakes, flushes, plugs, tune-ups, suspension, all that. You're not doing the hard work that, you know, if something minor goes wrong, can destroy your paycheck. But, I mean, a lot of technicians are getting out of the industry because of flat rate, because you don't have a guaranteed paycheck, because you don't know what you're going to be bringing home next pay period. You know, there's that. Not all shops offer benefits, which is another issue, but that's up to you. You can always find a shop that offers benefits, and more shops are offering it because they're having a hard time finding technicians. So they're trying to up their package, if you will, as far as getting a technician in the door and working for them. So I don't think that's really going to be a problem much longer either. Also too, tool debt. I mean, you're gonna have to buy tools to do this. You can't, no shops supply tools for you. You're gonna have to buy your own tools. A lot of shops will supply the really big expensive stuff, but it's up to you to supply most of everything else. So you have to be willing to go into debt, or spend all your money on tools. And not all your money, but a good chunk of change. I've been in the industry for 13 years, 14 years, and I have probably amassed close to $50,000 worth of tools. Just a toolbox from Snap-on is 15 grand. I mean, that's not an entry level. That's more of a big boy box, but still, I mean, they're not cheap. There's cheaper alternatives to get into it or to get tools, and if I had to do it all over again, that's what I would do. Too many technicians and kids are obsessed with the names, Snap-on, Mac, Cornwell. I gotta have name brand stuff in order to be a good tech, or look like a good tech, or look like I know what I'm doing. And that's not the case. Nobody cares. The tools are there to do a job. The person doing the job is what makes the tech. If you can't diagnose a car correctly, if you hack up stuff, break things, and just kind of put it back together without mentioning it, not fixing cars properly, not doing the procedure properly, not torquing down bolts when it matters, that's what's going to make you a bad tech or a good tech, not your toolbox. So a lot of people say it's physically demanding. I don't agree with that. I don't think it's physically demanding at all. It's not like landscaping or becoming a lineman, or you're in a shop all day, air conditioned, heated, depends on where you are. I mean, you're not in the elements. You're not doing a lot of heavy lifting unless you're like a mainline tech. But even then, I mean, you have jack stands and everything else to do that work for you. It's not a very physically demanding job. And the people that do say that are people that are lazy. They don't want to do any of the effort. They don't want to put in any of the work. They just want to push a button on an impact and think that's going to fix the car, and it's not. It's a good career to get into. It's stable. You always have work. The only downside is the paychecks. You never know if you're going to have a good pay period or a bad pay period. A minor inconvenience on a car could destroy your paycheck. And it doesn't happen all the time, but it happens. And when it happens, like you don't want to work, you don't want to be a technician anymore for the day. So I personally, I have those days where I don't want to be in the industry anymore. I don't want to work on cars. It's too stressful. The paychecks are stressful. The workload is stressful. But at the same time, I can go to another shop and get a job. And a lot of shops are offering hourly pay now, salary pay. They're not all paying flat rate anymore, because they're realizing that techs are fed up with flat rate, because there's too many things in the flat rate system that you don't get paid for, and it adds up. Riders are afraid to sell diagnostic time. Air filters are free installation, but some cars, it takes 20 minutes to replace an air filter. Simple things like that, where you kind of get your ass handed to you with jobs that just don't pay enough, because shops can't charge customers a lot of money to fix a flat tire or replace an air filter or swap out a headlight bulb. Some cars and some shops you can, because the demographic of cars you have are just known for being expensive to repair in general, like a BMW or a Mercedes or a Volvo. And I mean, that's what I work on specifically, is European cars. But you also have that demographic that buy those cars, that buy them, secondhand. They get them really cheap because it was a good deal, but they don't realize the cost to repair these vehicles. So you get a lot of cars that come in just beat up, dinged up, not well maintained, and they just want to keep them on the road, but they don't want to do any of the gravy work. And you don't make money on those cars. So would I recommend this industry? Absolutely. I mean, if you're good at it, you're mechanically inclined, you're electronically inclined, you'll make a killing. You'll support your family, you'll have a good lifestyle. But if you're one of those people that just wants to clock in, collect a check, clock out, this industry is not for you, because you have to strive to be the best. You have to strive to work hard. You have to move fast, and you have to always learn and invest in yourself. And if you don't want to do that, and if you just want to work for the state and do no brains, basic, easy stuff, then good for you. But that's not this industry. You have to work hard. You have to strive to be the best. You have to learn everything. And yeah, that's how you make money in this field. But I guarantee you, when you become a high ranked tech and you can fix a car no matter what it is, shops will bend over backwards to get you in the door, and they will do whatever they can to keep you there. So, sky's the limit as a technician. And you don't have to be this forever. You can move up, become a service writer, which I don't really like service writers. You can be a service manager. You can, open up your own shop. So you don't have to just be an employee for the rest of your life. You can move up. But that's my take, and that's my opinion. Thanks, guys.